Hey, everybody out there, come on in. We're late, but we're starting. We're here. It's time for Comics by Night. We're glad you're out there. If you're out there, chat's open, so let's talk. It's just Glenn and I today, and there's Russ isn't here. He's on a boat somewhere, so not a slow boat to China. He's off having fun. He's on holiday, and it's just Glenn and I this morning. So we're glad you're here, and we hope that you chime in as well. We've got a great book, that second part to our Charlie's War comic that we're going to take a look at. Some great art, great stories, and we'll go from there. Let me run the opening. We'll properly introduce ourselves, and we'll get this show on the road here. He said, scrolling furiously. Here we are.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
That's how we feel this morning, folks. So we're glad you're here. Like I said, this is Comics by Night. It's Friday, the 20th of September, 6 weeks before the country goes crazy. So we'll see how it goes. That's all the politics we'll talk about this morning. We're here to look at a great bit of comic book work. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at arrowcomics.store, where if you go over there now, there's only a few copies left because we've moved a couple of them during our talks of the Shadow Kingdom, from the Shadow Kingdom campaign we did over at fundmycomic.com. It's an adaptation of a Robert E. Howard short story, the first recognized sword and sorcery tale written by an American. It's got Cull in it. It's got Brule in it. It's in public domain, and we faithfully adapted it. I did the adaptation myself, and then Russ Leach, who's normally on this program, did the fantastic artwork for it. Glenn, who's right next to me here, did the logo for that.
Yeah.
So, and we're really proud of this book. We want you to take a look at it. And if you can't order it through arrowcomics.store, if we happen to run out, there's another version. There's multiple versions of this available on any bookstore that orders the Ingram ordering system. So your local bookstore should be able to get a hold of a version of this. There's a phenomenal hardback version with a beautifully painted cover. There's a couple of paperback versions. I think there's even a black and white version. And very soon we're going to have an artisan edition of this book as well, where you'll be able to see the black and white artwork pretty close to original size and be able to enjoy that. But other than that, you go over to arrowcomics.store. You can find books like Calico, Paragon, HeroBot Zero, which is a book that I did mostly myself. The second issue's got a cover by Mr. Scott Rosema, wherever Scott is. We wish him well. We hope he's okay. He just pops in and out of the show every once in a while. And let's see, there's a copy of Paragon here. Yeah. So anyway, go over to arrowcomics.store and take a look. There's a lot of other books over there as well, not all done by me, of a wide variety of different topics. And there'll be a lot more coming as we go along. And even some digital files there that won't be available in hardcover or in hard versions. So you want to go over there and take a look. Joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. And most relevant to this show, I'm the author of this book about Jack Kirby, the King of Comics, that I sought out in the late 80s and early 90s. Went to his house a couple of times, interviewed him and his lovely wife, and spent the day with them on 2 occasions and had a fantastic time. And I've put it all down in here. It's got lots of photographs of me with Jack. I can find one, having lunch with him, all sorts of things. So you can get that on Amazon or New Haven Publishing. I'm also a comic book artist. You can get a copy of this book. Hatch is my character. You can find him on fundmycomic.com. And this book got lots of unpublished artwork on it, pencils and inks and everything, all the process of how I produce it. It's also got his story of how he came to be. And last but not least, I also publish Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page periodical about comics, which there's lots of interviews and articles on artwork and stuff. Randy's been in this, Russ has been in this. It's 15, issue 16 is due soon. There's 15 and they're all on Amazon, so you can go to Amazon and get them from there. With plus all my other 11 books that I've written. So I've been busy.
All right. And like I said, we are looking at Charlie's War today. I got to go in and change this the setting again on our StreamYard and get rid of that frame. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. I know there's a way of doing this. It's going to take me a second to figure it out. How does that look? Boom. There we are.
That's it. That's the one. That's it.
I found it.
Don't mess with that. That's perfect.
I found it right away, too. Amazing.
Brilliant.
What kind of look is that? Yeah.
It's only taken you 15 years.
Exactly. Yep. Let me change my Facebook around. Try to see if anybody's awake over on this side of the world for this great stuff. There we are.
There, yeah.
Come on in, folks. Now we got a couple people watching us, so we're glad you're here. And like I said, the chat's open, and it's just Glenn and I today, so please speak up.
If anybody wants to come on with a comment, they're welcome to do so.
Yeah, and if there's anybody out there that's part of the Sunday Funnies chat, group chat on YouTube, let me know. Or if you have me as a friend on Facebook and want to be on the show, send me a PM. I'll send you a link. You can come on and talk about this book with us. We'd be happy to have you. Charlie's War, book 2. We went through book 1 last week. We hope you got to see that one. If not, we're archived. Over there, you don't have to have seen this book in order to enjoy this one. It's a lot of a collection of short stories about one man's experiences in World War I, right?
Yep, he starts off as a young boy, age 16. He joins up just before the Somme in 1916. And he's very definitely an anti-hero rather than a hero. It's an anti-war book. Pat Mills is very... is that kind? He's very what's the word? Political in that kind of area. And
very much a pacifist. Yeah.
Yeah. And he wrote this. He wrote this fantastic book series, and it was drawn by the great late Joe Calhoun, who died in 1987, just after the second book was published. It began in Battle Picture Weekly in Britain in March 1975, and then these are obviously collected volumes that we're going to look through.
That's why you'll see the story is broken down into 5 or 6 page chapters. So,
yeah.
Yep. And I just want to point out this phenomenal cover here, probably by Ian Gibson, though we can't find any credit.
Yeah, I don't think it's Joe did that.
Yeah, it looks like Ian Gibson stuff, though.
Yeah. So. And look at that sky.
That
tells you all you need to know, doesn't it? It's fantastic.
If you haven't seen Ian Gibson's work, you go back and take a look at our, we did 3 episodes on the Ballad of Halo Jones that he did the artwork on, that Alan Moore wrote. And one of these days, real soon, we'll take a look at Ian's Robo Hunter. That's another great series that ran in 2000 AD over there. Just like Judge Dredd, just phenomenal stuff. He did a lot of Dredd work too.
He did, yeah. I was going to say he did a lot of Dredd.
Yeah. Charlie's War, book 2, folks. Here we go. Look at that.
Wow.
Titan Books. Like I said last week, if you get a chance if you're at a convention and you see a reprint collection by Titan Books, pick it up. Doesn't matter what the subject matter is. It's a great reprint volume. Very professionally done. Nice white paper. Originally, this was all printed on newsprint.
Yeah, from my point of view, it's a great document, if only for the accuracy of the weapons and the gear that they wear.
Yeah,
I know it's a cartoony style, but the the helmets and the webbing and everything is just superb. Joe Colloon was a great artist. He did a lot of other stuff, Paddy Payne and stuff like that. He did lots of war strips.
A lot of work for Battle Action Weekly.
Yeah, and he's one of the great British comic artists. There's no doubt about that.
Now, how long did Battle Action come out?
I think it was about only 5 or 6 years. I'm not sure. Certainly not more than 10. I wouldn't have thought.
Okay, it had some great stuff in it, though.
Oh yeah, it was. They had great artists in it, like Cam Kennedy and all those people were in it. Fabulous art. We'll have to do Cam Kennedy one day.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I have a collection of Major Easy.
Oh yeah,
that was a Square did the artwork on. Just phenomenal stuff. Very early in his career, before he did Strontium Dog. There we are. Look at that.
Very detailed, very fantastic placing of blacks.
Very tight
Really,
pages. Yeah,
yeah.
great shadow.
Really, really good artwork. Fabulous.
Probably what we figured done 2 up. We figured it there last week.
I think it was something like that. Yeah, I've seen some of the artwork, but I can't remember the exact size. I think it's 23 wide by whatever depth that was. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's fabulous stuff. Beautiful. I might be wrong in this as well, but I'm pretty sure that Pat Mills never actually met Joe Cullen.
Wow.
Isn't it right? But, he was a great artist.
Your mic's kind of cutting in and out.
Can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yeah, you're good now.
Right, okay.
All right.
I was just saying that Joe Cullen was one of the great artists. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And look at that bottom panel in the shadow, in the in the moonlight. Look at that. Look at the detail on that.
It's fantastic. It was a 4-page story.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next chapter. Look at that. Look at them explosions. Just crazy good stuff.
It's very strange, but it's very realistic. I should say, not strange. It's very realistic. This the way Pat Mills has done it, because there are characters in it, and they're in for a couple of episodes, and then they'll just die. Like you do in a war. There's no great build up to it. They'll get blown up by an artillery shell, and it makes it all the more shocking. Right. It makes it more real. I imagine. I guess that happens all the time to these people.
Yeah.
But it is incredible, and all the better for being in black and white as well. I don't think color would enhance it in any way.
No, it's a 3-page story there. Really tight storytelling too. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 panels on a page.
Yeah. Yeah.
They put together a snowman. They dressed up.
As he throwing a model plane, that German, in the middle. In the center panel, he's got. Is he holding a wooden aeroplane? Yeah. Crazy. There's a guy called Edwin Buxton. He's been dead a long time now. He's an artist that used to live near me. He was about 95 when he died, and he was in the First World War, and he was at the Somme. And he told me they used to go, he's about 15 or something. He joined up really young. They were crazy and used to volunteer to try and get there, not realizing what might happen. Well, he was in the Somme. He was 15, 16, and he at night, he and his pals and would go over the top of the trench and go and loot the bodies that had been killed in no man's land. And they'd often literally bump into Germans doing the same. But they didn't shoot at each other or anything. They just got out of the way, And he just told me all these stories about this, just up to his knees in mud most of the time, because he was only small, because he was 15. Mad. And that kind of research, I doubt Joe Colloon spoke with Edwin, but he's done a lot of research on this strip.
Trying to make it as accurate as possible.
Yeah, I think yeah, the sort of thing I'd do if I was going to do a strip like this, I'd do the research. In fact,
Yeah.
I'll plug my book that's coming soon if I can make myself get on with it. My Second World War book. I've researched that as far as I can to get the detail, and I've got maps in it. I've got all sorts of things in it, but we'll show that later.
So, folks, this is long before computers. This is there's no Zipatone screens on this. This is all just incredibly fine line work back here in the background. Real solid shadow work.
Yep.
Here, all inked in, probably with a brush.
Yeah, mainly with a brush. Yeah,
just phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, it's just beautiful, isn't it?
Probably white paint.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
For the snow. Charlie's War appears in battle. Only 16p every Thursday. 2000 AD used to come out every Wednesday, didn't it? I think it did.
I'm not sure. I used to pick everything up on a Saturday, so it was already out when I got it.
It got to a point, though, and with especially 2000s, that kids were just sitting there waiting for the bundle to be dropped off.
Yeah.
I know that's what we used to do every Thursday. When we got out of school, we ran to the drugstore for that comic bundle that was sitting there, new comics.
Yeah, I used to deliver papers like all the other kids, and I didn't have any money through the week, so I used to ask the guy to save them for me. So on Saturdays when I got paid, all my newspaper pay went on comics, which I never complained about,
Mm-hmm.
In fact, most of the time he just didn't give me any money. He just gave me, let me take a load of comics.
Yeah. I used to do that. Used to run. I was 2 miles from downtown where I lived, a little small town called Montrose, and I had it arranged with the drugstore. I would had to run through town in order to get home. I'd swing into the drugstore first thing and get that comic bundle and break it open and display it for them, because the ladies there working at the counter didn't like doing it. All in exchange for $1 a week, $1 worth of comics every week. Yeah. In fact, I got into trouble when I wanted a Planet of the Apes magazine because it was $1.25.
Well, I told you that story of that Fantastic Four. I think it's 55, where the surfers blasting Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the paper shop on the way to school, and I didn't have any money, like I said, and they had that, and it was on the rack on the spinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't ask him to save it for me because he already saved a big bundle. So I put it on the bottom shelf at the back of the 5 or 6 in the spinner and turned it to face the back wall, and it was still there on Saturday, so I managed to get it.
Sweet.
But anyway.
That's how I found Silver Surfer number 18. I got to read it because I was we were up north we were vacationing up north in northern Michigan, and there was a little convenience store there with a spiral rack, and in the bottom shelf, way in the back of one of the racks, there was a copy of Silver Surfer 18. And I remember reading that and just being blown away because I basically knew who Silver Surfer was, but this was Silver Surfer meeting all of the Inhumans.
Yeah.
So there was this big group of characters I had never heard of before that he ran across. Just crazy stuff. That was, to me as a kid, that was mind blowing.
That was the last one, wasn't it? Was that Kirby on the last one?
Yeah, it was Kirby. I got chased out of the convenience store for sitting there reading it too. So,
Kirby and Herb Trimp on inks.
So my folks at that point wouldn't allow me to have superhero books. So
God.
I sat there and read it.
What's wrong with people,
Well, they were too violent, back during the Silver Age. So, yeah. Look at that floating head. Yeah.
I'd love to watch him draw these things because there's such a lot of detail in every panel, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Just crazy
Just-
backgrounds. Look at that crowd.
Yeah, just such a good draftsman. He's not afraid of
Yeah.
backgrounds and black.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Well, that and he knew he was working in black and white, so he had to keep it interesting. So he was spotting a lot of those blacks and doing a lot of the
Yeah.
shadow work here. Just gorgeous work. See a pop and contrast between that and the floating head here.
Yep.
It's great stuff. Get the action here.
Remember the quote from the first strip when Charlie says, "You don't need to be clever to fight in a trench." It shows you how sort of dim he is, really. You know, he's joining up young, and he thinks it's going to be a doddle, as we would say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it takes him about an hour to realize it's not.
Yeah, he's been thrown into the shit. Yeah,
Yep.
it's crazy.
Look at this. Look at that.
Every time you turn the page, you see all this. Look at that. Just phenomenal stuff. That could be Carlos Esquera right there.
It could be, yeah. It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Just phenomenal. And here, this gray tone for the background, it's all thin lines. Just
Yeah.
beautifully done.
Wow.
Okay. Ringing the bell. Look at the proportion on this and the angle. The bell being larger than the body here.
Yeah.
Just great.
Go on.
So I love that. And coming up out of the muck.
I love the way the panel above that German soldier, the way that he's loading his rifle, the way he's pulling the bolt back.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And the other guy's got a Lewis gun he's firing at.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Broke through. Here. Broke one of the barriers in the trench, doused it with water. Everybody covered in mud. The stories are all told through Charlie's diary here, which is why we have this block of cursive up here
Yeah, he's writing to his mother, isn't he? And
that a lot of modern kids can't read. Yeah. Letters to his mom.
yeah. Wow. It's like you said, it just gets better every time you turn the page.
It does. It's crazy stuff. Just beautiful work. Look at that. Look here, they're hiding.
Imagine that.
Reverse angle here. Him laying there. Report the angle here, the perspective. It's just crazy.
And he throws his cigarette down. Oh no. Where's it gone in his mouth?
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine that. Imagine. I don't think it'd take too long to put it out, would it? In your mouth, but then setting on fire.
Then he has a rat crawling on him here
Oh god.
while he's laying there, hiding out.
Oh, now they're firing at the rat. Dear.
Yeah.
He's still got hold of his Lewis gun though. Wow.
Battle Action Force.
Look at the way he's got the plank bending as well with the German on it over in the last panel. Bending under the guy's weight.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, mustard gas.
Oh, yeah. Choking away. He's probably glad to be laying there now.
And he's knocking them all out. Wow.
See, yeah, taking them out.
Oh, damn.
Spread out and see if we can find any dead Germans with gas masks.
So he's working. He's walking through the gas, holding his breath,
Yeah.
and that guy appears. Wow.
Dragging me under. Can't cry out to the others. Gotta hold my breath. Yeah. Really large bubbles here for that thought balloon.
Yeah. Probably making sure you see it.
Yeah. Yeah, just terrific stuff.
I like the way he just. I like the way he does the panels. People coming out of the panels and the panels into the other panels as well.
Yeah. No panel border here.
Yeah.
Or down here either. Just the fog. Beautifully done. He was doing 3 pages a week at this point, huh?
I think
Probably doing it
other,
faster than that. Yeah.
I think he was doing other stuff as well.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that. Look at that gas mask in that circular panel there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then this tree here.
How good is that?
Detail.
And the way, yeah,
and graveyard.
On the tree where they climb the tree to get above the gas.
Yeah.
And the rats are up there as well. There's a rat up there as well. Can you see the silhouette of the rat? And the set above the head. To
here.
There. See him.
There's a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Dear. That drawing of that gas mask is amazing.
Yeah.
It was like a photograph, doesn't it?
Yep. Beautifully done. Thanks for hitting that like button out there, love button, if you can. Any interaction you have with this program only goes to help our algorithms. We appreciate that. Thank you. Plus, the chat is open. Any chats also goes to helping our algorithm.
Look at that German, the ladies from hell, because it's the Scottish with the skirts on, with their kilts on.
Yeah. That look of terror.
Yeah, he's not going home, is he?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Again, on that right-hand page, that circular panel in the middle. Look at with the German with the scarf on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Those bayonets look serious things, don't they?
Oh yeah. Last resort weapon. And you can't shoot him from a distance. Here he throws his gun at him, it looks like.
Yeah. Good.
Next second, deafening blast uprooted the tree. Boom. No sound effect needed. Just a lot of action here. Charlie picked himself up half stunned. Then the horrible knowledge dawned on him. Oh no, I've breathed in a mouth of that poison gas.
I think we mentioned last week they didn't use a lot of that mustard gas because the wind used to blow it back.
Yeah.
Somebody'd release it and it'd creep along the ground and the wind would blow it back at the people who threw it. Oh, God. Oh, no, he's not giving up that gem, is he?
No. Once he gets smacked with their tree branch. Right in the mush. Charlie's other mate, known as Lovely, Lonfley,
Is it lonely?
Lonely, yeah, was also close at hand. Smacked him. Yeah, they got away. Again, Wolfie.
I'll tell you what, that mustard gas must have been pretty something to get in your lungs.
Had to have been terrible.
Must have been awful, mustn't it?
Where do you think you two are going? Or after escaped prisoners, Sergeant? I'm not interested in a handful of enemies or of Tommies. Our second line has broken. If we don't throw every man into the gap now, this whole British Army will be pouring through.
Yep. I don't know what the treatment is for that mustard gas. I wonder what they do. Just leave you there.
Pretty
give
much.
You water. They give you water. I don't know how they treat it.
Water and fresh air, probably, to knock it out of your lungs. Hack it out, probably.
Yeah,
or it does too much damage. I'm sure there was a lot of breathing problems later on for these guys if they survived it. It's got to clear Charlie's lungs. Give him an artificial respiration. Yeah.
Wow.
They did. He's here gasping. Being gassed is like drowning, it says. Is it working? How the heck would I know? And stop looking so blinking miserable, lonely. All the years, all the tears in the world ain't gonna bring your lost platoon back. Yeah. Pushing on his lungs. Oh, look at that. That is insane. Beautiful stuff. Look at that curve. There's a slight curve to those lines back here.
Maybe you did do the cover, because it's very similar, isn't it?
It is. I don't know, though. That really does look so much like Ian Gibson's work, though.
Yeah. When was this published?
There's no signature. 86.
Right.
It says here.
Right.
First edition, June of 86. But I don't know when the original work was done. Probably a year or two before that.
Yeah.
86, copyright 86. Yeah. The original copyright on this is 86. So it must have been done. Well, this was done December of 85. The introduction was. So it had to have been before that. Let's check some of the, I don't know if they put the years on the covers or not. Probably not. '80, 82, 83. This is right there.
I can't see that.
Looks like 82, January of 82.
Could be, yeah.
January of 83. Here, I'll take a closer look at it here.
I just looked at it. It lasted, it was from 1975 to 1983, so.
That is January 1983. Nope. Yeah, I can't tell if that's a 3 or a 2.
Sorry, 1988. 75 to 88 it ran.
Okay.
Let's see.
Pretty sure that cover they showed was January 83.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous here. And the way that he takes that panel and just runs it right into it.
I think you described them all as very gritty. In Valiant, there was one called a series called Darky's Mob, and that was British soldiers fighting the Japanese, and I don't think they'd get away with it today. Some of the stuff they were saying in there, you know. But there was a lot of this stuff.
Well, you know, the way that times change and the culture changes, and we become more empathetic as a species. You know, all of those old World War II comics are just crazy, insane with stereotypes and name calling, and that just like I think I said before here on the program, Human Torch. After he first started, he had realized it was inhumane to burn anybody, so he stopped doing it until World War II, and then all bets were off if you were German or Japanese or Axis. He went through and just fried so many people in those comics it wasn't even funny.
Look at the way he does the dark faces, you know, the battle hardened thick line on the faces. Yeah. Like I mean, these guys are only 18, 20, but it's like when you see the films of them, they look like they're about 50, don't they? You know, the way they used to dress and everything.
Literally been through hell.
Yeah. Age them.
Different cavalry uniforms of World War I.
Yeah. Fabulous.
Revealed at last. Amazing facts and stories about World War I.
Oh, what's a lovely wall. That guy's like the Grim Reaper on that horse, isn't he?
Yeah. And action, though. It's crazy.
Great research, though, those uniforms.
Yeah.
You know, and like we said, there's no internet then. You couldn't just call it up. You'd have to go down to the library unless you had that book, you know. But there was no just calling it up in an instant, which is brilliant today, you know.
I remember collecting all of those old reference books on guns and uniforms and that they used to have. Yeah.
I told you last week there was I went into an old bookstore 25 years ago, and there was a book. It was like a 2 telephone directories thick, and it was weapons of all the ages. And I didn't buy it. It was 18 quid, and I didn't buy it, and I wish I had. It had little drawings of them all, and then it went into photographs, and it was from something like, I don't know, 1500, you know, and it had all kinds of everything in there from all the countries all over the world, all the weapons they had.
Yeah.
I should have got it.
You see those as coffee table books. You can find them at Barnes and Nobles or Ollie's like that if you look hard enough.
Yeah.
But again, you know, hard copy stuff like that's getting harder and harder to find because of the net.
Yeah. Dogs of War.
I stopped used to have garage sales and rummage sales all throughout the community here. I stopped doing them after a while because nobody was offering books anymore.
Right.
Very rarely would you find any comic books. And when you found actual books, they were all really bad paperback novels. You know?
Yeah.
And again, great line work here. This floating head. Beautifully done. This is just great.
That horse, yeah.
Gas mask with the horse.
With the explosion in the background and all the rubble.
Yeah.
That's a coffin that's been blown up, isn't it?
It looks like it, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yep, the little cross on the front of it. Pine box.
Look at that. The second panel where the guy's kneeling down. Look at the foliage behind him, the way he's blacked it out to make him stand out. How good is that?
Yeah. And again, that picks up with the last.
Yeah. End of the last one, yeah.
End of the last one. Yeah.
I've never seen Joe Colloon's pencils. I wonder if there's any images of his pencil work.
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Man, look at that. Guys in the grass here.
Yeah.
Just crazy good stuff. Yep.
The thing about this artwork is it's so detailed. You can spend a long time on each panel, can't you? Just looking at what's in there.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I suppose people have done and probably will do, but I can't imagine anybody just reading this and putting it down. I certainly wouldn't. I'd be looking at everything.
Yeah.
Draws good horses.
Draws good everything.
Yeah.
I love the play with the panel borders too. Not afraid to. Sometimes when he needs to pull attention to something, he'll throw a thicker outline here and there, or just leave it open if he can get away with it. It just adds to the look here. This especially is just phenomenal. This guy's hiding in the grass.
Look at the drawing of that again. That Lewis gun at the top right. The Germans have got the British gun there.
Yeah.
And that first panel on the second page of a German, just his helmet peeping through the grass and his shoulder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just enough background here.
Yeah.
Pop it out. Done in lines and a little bit of brush solids, it looks like. Some more just crazy good line work here.
He's not afraid to do his floating heads, is he?
No. As long as it gets the story across, that's the key. And a lot of times on stuff like this, the body's just going to get in the way. There's either dialogue that's planned to be there, or it's better served with just a floating head.
It's just emphasis, isn't it? You don't need to see anything else.
No.
Wow, look at that. And while Pat Mills is doing this, he's just about to. He'd be doing 2000 AD at this point, won't he?
Yeah, for about 5-6 years at this point.
Yeah,
he's writing everything. Yeah,
he's just doing the lot.
And he's actually writing here. He's not doing like a Stan Lee taking a book home and writing some script out on LegoPad. He's creating, he's writing, scripting all of this stuff and sending it out on a regular basis to the artist.
He's given full full script for this.
Yeah.
But isn't it fantastic when you get somebody like Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons to think of two, and these two guys, Pat Mills and Joe Colloon, and the writers are sending their artist the full script all laid out, but they still manage to put in their own identity and input into it.
Well, that's really what made Battle in 2000 AD the marks that they made. Yeah. It's because not just that Mills did it, but that Mills had an eye to collect the talent to be able to do it with a level of quality, to perform these stories. Just very top-notch work, top-notch talent.
It's just fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that guy at the top there, the floating head, his eyes totally black?
Yep.
No. Has he gone crazy? I think he has, hasn't he? Marching with his stick. No, it's not Charlie. No, he's just knocked Charlie out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and look, he's seeing ghosts. Yeah. Look at that thin line work here.
Yeah.
The British soldiers moving along with him. Amazing.
You think about it, those drawings of those soldiers might be what this page is like before he starts putting the blacks in.
Could be, but that's all very thin ink work here.
Yeah.
It's not pencil work. It looks gray, but it's because the line work on here is so thin, and there's a little bit of smudge work in here.
That's what I mean. There's, you might have inked it in, and then if it would have been something else and not ghost, you might have blacked it.
Yeah.
No
solids needed in order to make them look transparent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chat's open, folks. We're live this morning.
It's just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's why we like showing this stuff off, you know.
And the two round panels above the logo. Look at the line.
Sorry,
work on
quick here. Yeah.
The line work on the helmets of those German. It's beautiful, aren't they?
It is. It's amazing stuff. And the grass work here.
Yeah.
As well. A little work in between.
Mm. Oh.
Hmm.
Mm. Long way to Tipperary. Wow. Yeah. Look at that view from that plane, from the aeroplane where he's firing down on them. Like, fantastic.
Craters more than worthy of Wally Wood here.
Yeah, it's like he's a moonscape, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Then there on the next page, the artistic choice to put a pentagram back here.
Yeah.
Or pentagon, I should say, not pentagram. It's pentagon. Not really necessary, but it looks cool.
Is that we said he's not afraid to break into the next panel? If you look at the guy on this, obviously on the horse, he's back in the first panel.
And the bottom panel here as well.
Yeah. Tally ho.
Great use of space. These guys in the foliage. A little bit of Jack Davis look right there.
Yeah. Wow.
It's great stuff.
You can tell Joe's having fun with this one, can't you?
Yeah.
This strip. And then he's having a great time.
Playing way back in the back. So much good stuff to look at. Nine and 10 panels, getting the story done.
Nice square pages though, or squarish pages.
Yeah.
Wide pages. I think that was a master stroke on the British publishers that they did them in this format, because I always found American comic size a bit restrictive.
Thinner than it is tall.
These are wider pages, like 2000 AD, you know.
And honestly, though, I think that decision to do the artwork at this particular size was more the choice of the printer and the printing press capability at the time.
Could be, yeah.
Especially with the web presses. They were printing thousands, tens of thousands of copies of these comics at this point. Weren't they? I would assume that they were.
Oh, yeah. Hundreds of thousands, I would have thought.
Large spools of newsprint. Yeah. especially with 2000 AD, that they had most of the time this whole range of prices. So they were sold all over the world.
Well, yeah, we mentioned when we did the Thunderbirds, the Frank Bellamy thing. That I might have mentioned. I don't know. Can't remember what I said. The TV Century 21, the magazine that came out in 1965, was the first. It was a magazine format, and it was done on photogravure, and that was selling at 1.5 million copies a week.
Mm-hmm.
1.5 million a week.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest sale of any British comic.
Yeah, those are
1.5
all
million a
numbers
week.
Those are all
Sorry?
numbers that dismay modern publishers.
Oh,
You know, they would die to have those kind of numbers, even on just one issue.
Yeah.
You know, and they make a big deal anymore when they print 100,000.
I remember getting the first issue of that TV 21, and I remember reading later that they printed 60,000 to start with. It went in the first morning, so they printed 1 million, and it went up to 1.5 million.
I think Captain America was like that. Captain America 1, they printed 90,000. Captain America 1 or Marvel Comics 1, they printed 90,000, and they were gone within a day. Just boom.
Yeah.
Just disappeared. Yeah.
Get it back on the press now.
Yep. Exactly. Print another couple 100,000.
And they all went.
Yeah.
Look at that bottom left drawing, the open space on that with that horse on the left-hand side. Yeah.
Beautiful. And again, the knowledge to go through and to draw emphasis to the panel, do a harder panel border here to draw it out. Make sure everybody saw it. Same thing down here. It's more than just an artistic choice.
Yes.
You know, he's guiding your eye to focus. It'd be crazy to go back to the 50s pre-code when they were printing 4 or 5 million of these books. Captain Marvel Adventures and the EC titles and all of the Lev Gleason's Crime Does Not Pay books were selling 4.5 million every issue. Most of them all ended up in burn piles.
But don't forget when Captain America was printing 1 million a month, TV 21 was doing 1.5 million a week.
Yeah.
So even Marvel would have liked their sales, wouldn't they? Even though they were doing so well.
Yep. So there was always big money in comics, except for the people that created them.
Exactly.
You know,
same old.
All the bosses. All the publishers and all that, they were getting stinking rich. By the time MC Gain sells his shares in National Periodicals, he's incredibly wealthy.
Yeah. Didn't he take everybody to Cuba or something? Because somebody complained or something. Did you see that documentary?
There
was
did what?
Gaines is the guy with the beard, isn't he? The big guy.
You're thinking Bill Gaines, his son.
Oh, right. Well, Bill Gaines,
but Bill would have never started or continued, I should say, EC Comics if his dad hadn't sold his shares in National Periodicals.
Right. But he did when it was doing. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
On this documentary, it had all his team there, you know, Al Jaffe and all those people, and they got a letter from a fan in Puerto Rico or somewhere like that, Jamaica or Cuba, one of those countries down there. They got a letter of complaint. So what he did, Bill Gaines, he got all the team, you know, Mort Drucker and all these people, and they all flew to wherever this guy was in Haiti or Puerto Rico, wherever he was, and went and knocked on his door and asked him what the problem was. The entire gang turned up. It was about 10 of them.
Crazy. That would have been a hell of a lunch.
Oh, that would have been a great story. I don't know why he's not written a book about that guy.
Well, Bill Gaines has got the, in my mind, he's more than proven himself twice over as a talent magnet, having that discerning eye to find the best of the best, not just for EC Comics, but the best cartoonists that he could find at the time for Mad. Just both of those combinations, so different, but so incredibly individual and talented. I mean, everybody that worked for both of those companies had their own incredibly unique style.
Yeah, I just looked on the Wikipedia. Bill Gaines died in 1992, age 70.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah. Well, Mad's gone to pot ever since.
Yeah. Is this guy English who's trying to... Is he called Big Rudy? Is he a German? This guy who's trying to kill him at the end. This on this page here. Is he German? Because he knows all their names.
I don't know. He might have flipped out. Charlie, over here, quick. Get off him. I'll end it for you. Haha. This little pup thinks he's a match for Big Rudy, eh? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like he went crazy.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
But there was a lot of that around. A lot of madness.
Yeah, Charlie ends up running him through with a sword. Goodbye, warrior mate. Don't understand, but this dirty war ain't for horses. That'll be better off out of it. You'll be better off out of it. Boy, just don't keep looking at me like that. It's got to shoot the horse.
Yeah.
Rough time.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh no, he's okay. That's good.
I got up. Yeah.
I tell you what, it does good explosions, doesn't it?
It is. Again, just good everything. Just great stuff. Yeah, I guess that they decided that it had broke a leg. They just shot it out of kindness, I guess. It's a great shot. Look at that. In the tall grass here. Jeez, just crazy good stuff.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. That Vickers machine gun there at the bottom with that belt on it. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Crazy good. Knows to put it just out of the panel, just enough.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that tripod looks solid, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Knows his stuff, that's for sure.
I'll tell you something else he does that I've noticed as well, which is really clever. All the helmets are all the same size. And I've noticed this on these newsreels. You get somebody who's got a really small head and a really big head.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the helmet's too small or too big, but they're all the same size. And he's done it with that Sergeant Major guy who's shouting. He's got a big head.
Yeah, he does.
But the other people have smaller heads and the helmet fits better.
Right.
Just brilliant attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think, like I said, you think he's got a smaller helmet, but it's not. It's his head that's big.
Yeah.
Oh, he's punching them all. Oh dear. Look at that bottom panel, that explosion there.
Yeah, just fantastic.
Amazing. Isn't it?
Flying bodies here.
Mm. We've got to get a cake with the gas masks on.
Yeah. Whiz bang Ellie. Hmm. Great. The light coming off here. Shading work.
Yeah.
Looks well.
How have they managed to get that cake through?
Who knows? Cooked it, boxed it through, probably. Ran it in. Oh, man.
Look at this. Wow, you can feel the bombardment, can't you?
Yeah. Another 9 panels. 8 panels on the next page. Just running.
Wow.
Look at that look of hopelessness here.
Yeah.
Terror.
It's fantastic.
Crazy good.
That top left panel there where that guy's getting blown up was amazing.
Yeah.
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 The lighting on it and everything, it's just incredible.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the readership was on this? What the age limit or the age was?
I would say about 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
I was a bit older than that when this came out, but I reckon that's what it was aimed at.
Gonna put a bad taste in people's mouth for war. There you go.
Yeah, well, he did that in that Crisis magazine later, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was like an anti-war thing. He's very anti-war, which obviously there's nothing wrong with.
Well, a lot of the DC war comics were the same way.
Yeah.
Only not quite as realistic as this. You know, you'd have people die in situations, real war type situations. They used to have a little bullet at the bottom of every story that says "Make war no more."
Right.
They never treated war as anything glorious. It was always just brutal. Not quite as brutal as this. I don't remember there being a lot of exploding bodies and just the horrors, but they were doing a lot of World War II stuff more than World War One.
Yeah. Well, that's what that Darkest Mob is like. It's gritty like this. I can't remember who drew it, but it's very gritty like this.
Yeah. Dig up some of those old Kubert and Russ Heath war material.
Yeah.
To take a look at here eventually. It's great stuff.
I mean, look at that guy at the top there getting blown over upside down. At the top right panel, just above your hand. Straight up. Yeah, look at him. And again, look,
these guys here, you can feel their pain.
Look at the detail on that Lee Enfield rifle that soldier's holding at the bottom. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Oh. That image, that's a cover right there.
Yeah. I don't know how Pat Mills got away with this. I don't think this would be allowed today.
Well, quite frankly, probably a lack of supervision.
Yes, I think he did take a few liberties, maybe because he knew people weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Perhaps, I don't know.
Oh, they're just funny books, you know.
Good for him, anyway.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing. That Future Shock documentary over on Amazon Prime's got a lot of interview with him in it, and you really come to respect a lot of his choices.
Mhm.
Gets a little bitter, but towards the end there, but it's really interesting to sit there and see him interviewed about how he was just told to make boys comics and wanted to make boys comics. That's why he started Battle Action in 2000 AD. So intentionally aimed at that demographic.
He also started the girls' comics.
He was working on the girls' comics first. That's what made
Yeah.
him think about doing the boys' comics.
Yeah,
It's like, how come we're not really catering to the audience that buys comics? Here we go. There's Marvel they were making bucks just reprinting their old stuff over there in black and white in every format they could think of at that point. So they were just starting to think about doing original material, Night Raven, Captain Britain, that kind of stuff. But they wouldn't have kicked it up into as high as they did if Mills and IPC of 2000 AD and Battle hadn't kicked in, Start doing work specifically for Britain.
Pat Mills wrote me an article about for Crikey magazine with a guy, one of his creations called D-Day Dawson. So that'll tell you a lot about that.
Yeah,
that's in one of the Crikey issues. He did quite a few things for me, Pat Mills, back in the aughts for Crikey.
Cool.
We had an interview with him as well.
Cool. Yeah, I've got his autobiography about the 2000 AD days. I haven't sat and read it yet, though. I need to do that.
If you wanted action, you couldn't get any more than The Showing, could you?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like that bottom panel there was punching him in the face. There's a lot of infighting, isn't there, between the same troops?
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine that was going on all the time.
Oh yeah.
Because you'd just be pissed off with people, wouldn't you? And you wouldn't care, would you?
Everybody's nerves would be frayed, especially from the bombing and the death and the blood. And yeah, absolutely. You'd be a bunch of crazy lunatics at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, World War II was the same way.
Yep. All wars, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You get somebody new coming in who's not experienced it yet, mouthing off, and you've just come back from 3 months of it, and you're gonna have something to say, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. They've got there's a big trend on YouTube of reaction videos of people looking at older stuff and making reactions to it. And they've got I saw one video a day or so ago of somebody looking at the George C. Scott the opening for Patton, where he comes walking up and does this big speech, and he goes, "Holy crap, are people really like that back then?" It's like
about dying for the country.
Yeah,
in front of the flag.
That's not nobody becomes a hero dying for their country. You become a hero by making the other dumb bastard die for theirs.
Yeah.
Just the guy's standing, the guy's sitting there with his mouth open, with his eyes wide, going, "Holy crap!" Yeah, great stuff. Especially these young kids discovering rock and roll, just drives you nuts. I've never heard of this Led Zeppelin before. What's this about? Yeah.
Well, some people don't even know who the Beatles are anymore, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of reaction videos to the entire Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon album. They just sit there with their mouth open. What the heck is this? Just don't know how to handle it.
Not going to get much better than that.
No. Especially with headphones on.
Yep. With people running around in the background.
Look at that. Just
fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Crazy perspective. Look at this guy. So they're inside the little cave there.
Yeah.
That's why you're using more solids. I was wondering why this was darker than a lot of the other material. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's in the-
using real solids for backgrounds and that.
In the command post, isn't he?
Yeah.
Have you seen 1917?
No, I haven't.
Watch that. There's a sequence.
I
There's a
need to
sequence
watch
right. There's a sequence right at the beginning that was filmed in one take, and it's 9 minutes long.
Oh, the guy's running? Yeah.
No, not that bit. No, it's different. That's
No.
a bit later on.
Okay.
It's I won't give it away. Just watch it. It's right at the beginning, and the whole thing is 9 minutes long, and it's one take.
Hmm.
It goes all through the trench.
Okay.
Incredible. You got to watch it. It's a good film.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
Dunkirk.
No, I've seen Dunkirk. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. Is that Christopher Nolan?
Yes.
I think did Dunkirk. Yeah, I was sitting
He
there
did, yeah.
going, how come the Batman's, the guy who did Batman and the guy who did Dunkirk are like two different people? Well, yeah.
That's because he's good.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh dear.
Just look at the detail here.
Well, here they come. Wow. Look at, there's that perspective again.
Yeah.
That'd have been a good cover, wouldn't it? That perspective on that Vickers.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
If they even did these in color, I think it would take a lot of the grit out of it.
I think so too. I think the only way you could do the colouring on this would be very, very light and probably washes. I don't think you should go full on with the colour with this. I think you should just sort of bleach it out a bit like they did in Saving Private Ryan, so the colours aren't too stark and harsh. Just
Well,
sort of-
really, that's the way it would be in real life, right? Everybody was all dust covered and dirty.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
You'd have a lot of muted tones there.
Look at that drawing there with the head over the fighting on the bottom left of the first page. You see that face? I think he's telling the story. The other side.
Here?
No.
No, that's right.
Right to the left there. That face there. See it? On the panel. Down. Last panel. The bottom left panel.
Down here?
No, the bottom
No.
left. The other side. There. That face.
There? Yeah.
No, the face. The face at the
No,
top.
no. The face
Yeah.
at the top.
The same
Oh,
panel.
here.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that to start with.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, he is telling the story. That's crazy good. Look at that. I didn't even see it.
And the panel above, those two guys who are dead, look at him with his face towards you in the dark, and then he's slumped.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's awful, but it's amazing.
Some work there. Yeah.
Wow.
I was looking at this. It's the
Yes.
choice here. No panel
Yeah.
border at all. Just,
It's just incredible, isn't it?
half a wagon wheel. Just incredible stuff.
And it's stuff like that. Look at the guy, look at the middle section, right? Of that
Mhm.
page. See the guy's head. Now go straight down. You see that German, he's running off with that gun. He's got the gun on his shoulder. He's
Yeah.
moving his position because
Breaking.
sorry, not the German. I think he's English, isn't he? The Germans
Yeah.
are coming, so he's moving his position.
Breaking the panel border to get away.
Yeah. It's
And then the
amazing.
choice of panel border here is crazy. Look at that.
Wow.
Great stuff. That's why it's the best of the best, folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just wait till you see Cam Kennedy's stuff.
Yeah.
He does a lot of war stuff. Floating heads again.
Yeah. Some sort of relief there.
Kissing the sergeant. Get off. Look at that bullet dent in his helmet. He's got two, hasn't he? One at the front and one at the back, at top.
Yep. Crazy. I think they showed that in the first book where he took that bullet to the helmet.
Yeah.
Johnny Gurkha?
What's he say? All right, you horrible lot, fall in. Very British. Oh yeah, Lieutenant Thomas. That's the face of firing squad.
Mm. If they find him, he'll be shot. You know what'll take over? Our platoon. Oakley, Lieutenant Shell?
Yeah, Snell.
Snell.
Again, the page on the opposite, to not the story, the Johnny Gurkha one, the detail on the uniforms is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. And look in the corners of the panel. He's got a little plane, is that a bomb? There's a helmet, and there's a German helmet in the corners of the panel on the page. It's great attention to detail, isn't it?
Yeah. He was using that as a frame.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
You know the detail here.
I've seen a film similar to that top panel where the blind are all leading the blind. You know.
Yeah.
Tragic. See, there's even action in the, they're arguing there, aren't they, with that guy?
Mm-hmm.
It's just sort of violence all the time, isn't it? And like you said, these guys they're past the edge, aren't they?
Yeah.
They don't care, do they? They don't care.
I'm sure it gets to a point where, yeah, they really don't. All they care about is trying to survive.
Yep. Look at that. I'm all having a bath.
Yeah. Oh, there's a gutter here. It's 2 panels.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a bath.
Probably the first bath they've had for 6 months,
Probably. That didn't involve any mud.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's standing out of the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, look what they're doing there. Oh, my God. Crucifying their own,
He ran off as a deserter or something. They got him tied up to the wagon wheel.
Yeah.
And here again, this perspective is just crazy. Another unusual panel border here.
Yeah. It's odd, that, isn't it? They did that on the other page, didn't they?
Yeah.
Is that Oliver Hardy serving that slot for the dinner?
Yeah.
See him on that panel. In the middle, the next one, in the middle of that, where you pointed then.
The slop?
Yeah, the food.
Here.
The guy at the top.
Sure about,
if you go straight up,
sure about it,
yeah, it's Oliver Hardy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. God, look at his tattoos. Wow.
Hmm.
He's got his long johns on in the centre panel.
Yeah.
Look at that, all the tattoos. Oh, and the MPs are waiting. I don't know. Do you know, I've never met anybody who's got a good word to say about an MP.
Yeah. They must be off on retrieve.
And they're waiting. Look.
Yeah. Making
What
sure
a
they don't
fight,
run
man.
off.
Yeah. Like the press gang from Cook's time, isn't it?
This is MPs. They've got us surrounded, but it's 3-on-3. And the other guy goes, 2.5 if you're counting me, Charlie. Funny.
Shame those MPs don't fight the Germans with the same aggression, isn't it?
Yeah. Back to our guy on the wagon wheel again. Look at that. Running off.
It's not the MPs running off. Oh, the Aussies have turned up. They're tough.
Yeah.
My dad told me that in the war when he was in Burma. He said the Australians were great. He said they always did what they said they were going to do, but he never told me what they were going to do. But they were good troops, he said. They're tough guys, you know. Look at that. Oh, they tied him to the wheel.
Yeah, they did. Splashing them with their grub, it looks like.
Yeah. Brilliant. Bombed out buildings behind that panel there.
Yeah.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
This looks a lot like John Severn here.
Yes. Yeah.
The inking technique that he's using. Again, these guys are breaking out of the panel border.
Yeah. Look at the way he stretched that top on the table in that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that general sitting in the middle with the paper, he looks like a general, doesn't he?
Mhm.
Like a British Army general from that time with his moustache. And that woman, there's a woman there, look, she's searching for stuff in front of the bombed out building. There's a lady next to the wheel.
Yeah.
Just be looking for stuff, won't she?
Trying to
Wow.
scavenge whatever she can.
Yeah. And then you get that fantastic detail with those buildings, and then the second panel, it's just open space.
Yep. There's a lot of dialogue there, though.
Yeah.
This brings more attention to the balloons. Not didn't want to draw too much because he's got that another just basic shape back here in solid.
Yeah, I think
Push it back a little.
I think that's bringing your eye to what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's picking the firing squad. Look at the guy in the next page looking down the barrel with the bolt open, just in the background. Can you see him?
Here.
Yeah, and yeah. Look at him just looking down the barrel of that gun with the bolt open. It's just little things like that. It's just great. I don't know.
Yeah, Charlie throws his gun down, refuses to shoot the guy, execute him, and the other is Guy next to him says, tells him to buckle up. If they don't shoot him, someone else will.
Yeah. Oh, wow. When they did it. Oh, God. And they're up there now, are they? Are they going to shoot them now for not the court martial?
Some sort of punishment. Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
cut one of them down.
Wow.
Yeah, that tickles.
That guy must be
I like it.
like on Life of Brian when he says, "Who's Brian Cohen?" He goes, "I am." No, I'm only joking.
Yeah.
Eric Idle.
Cut him down, send him back. Double march. But you have to laugh, Charlie, if only to stop yourself from crying. Yeah. He says. Starting to lose it. Get a little biplane action working here.
Look at that inside the tent there where they're beating him up.
Yeah.
Incredible. Mm. These MPs aren't nice guys, are they?
No.
Look at him tied to that post where they battered him up.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that because they didn't fire?
I think
Charlie.
initially it was. Yeah. I don't think that's the same two guys, is it?
Yeah, it's Charlie and
Or is that Charlie and his buddy?
Yeah.
Lonely? Yeah.
Look at that headbutting him in the face there. Look. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to pay for that, isn't he? Doesn't care though, does he? Look at those planes at the bottom. Wow.
Wait a minute. Maybe there's another way, he thinks. I'm doing. Let you in on a secret, Charlie, about your precious Lieutenant Thomas and the way he died. It wasn't an easy death, thanks to you. What do you mean? Well, you put the firing squad off their aim, Charlie, so the lieutenant wasn't killed outright. I had to finish the job with my revolver. Think of it, Charlie. Lieutenant Thomas died in agony. Yeah, and here comes the biplanes.
We should also point out, I've got a note here that Pat Mills left before the end of the series because of a dispute over his research budget.
His research budget?
Yeah, so I'm guessing he must have been going to the library a lot to get whatever photographs and drawings of these rifles for Joe Calhoun, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So he didn't write the end of it, but he wrote this.
Camp Life, I don't think.
Porky, you call him. Ooh, look at that.
Another great perspective shot here.
Yeah.
Horses. Mm.
Look at that. It's only what 13 years since the Wright brothers flew, and they're using them aeroplanes as weapons of destruction.
Yeah. Another
Ooh.
perspective shot here.
Oh no. He's going to let them burn.
Yeah.
Wow. The other guy lost it. Hey, presto, magic.
Shot the Sarge there.
The beast. Oh, he's left Porky, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And there you go. That's what you get. Karma.
Dogfight.
Yeah, the guy's blinded. They'll be all right in a bit, won't they?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
My eyes will be all right in a bit, won't they? Tell me my eyes will be all right in a bit, Charlie. Charlie, where are you? Yeah.
I like the way on that panel on the bottom left there, where the way he's made the plane. He's used the panel, the awkward panels space to have the plane coming down in flames. That's not the next panel down.
Oh, here?
Yeah, the way the plane has used the space.
Mm-hmm.
He's created that space that would have been dead.
A big panel
Yeah.
here. Right around cutting in the flight of the Allies coming in, the British. Chasing them off, yeah. Ah, there we are again.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. Getting that wing, those wings. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And again, another one going down with that lovely plume of smoke.
Dry brush work here.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And the ventriloquist dummy. Talking to him. Again, just a tight, detailed page here. 2, 4, 6, 9 panels. The end of the book.
Wow. Fantastic.
End of book 2.
I don't know whether there is a book 3, is there? I think they might have just compiled Pat Mills and John Colloon's.
I'm sure this material's been reprinted since then, but that's the end of book 2 for sure. Yeah. I don't think Titan reprinted a 3rd book.
Right. You should do a one big massive volume, shouldn't they?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's been done.
Same size
Somewhere.
as the artwork, as the original artwork.
Oh, that would be nice.
Or a couple of
Here-
volumes, that'd be fantastic.
On the back cover, here's the list of all the books that Titans had printed up to date. Judge Dredd, Best of 2000, Best of Battle, The Two Charlies War, Great British Newspaper strips with Modesty and Garth and Jeff Hawke. Other titles, Angus McKee, Harry Harrison, is that The Towers of Mars? No, The Towers of Boys Murray, Book 1. New titles coming soon, Storm, Gary Anderson Episode Guide, Art of Brian Boland, the Doctor Who portfolio, back when Doctor Who was important. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh, yeah. How to be a working cartoonist. That's a horror book. Charlie's War, Book 2, folks, from Titan Books, from originally from Battle Action. If you see either one of these, find them in at conventions every once in a while, buried inside of the graphic novel boxes or sometimes the black and white magazine boxes. You can find them there every once in a while. If you do find them, buy them. It's worth it. I'm telling you. If you see a Charlie's War reprint book, you should get it. Great stuff. And if you swing by on Sunday, what? Say what, Glenn? Sorry.
I just said it's fantastic. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I just said it was great.
You stop by on Sunday, we're looking at another great Titan reprint book, Nemesis the Warlock, by Pat Mills. Again, Kevin O'Neill.
Yeah.
Great work. Especially if you've never seen it before, you don't want to miss it. Sunday Funnies, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Nemesis the Warlock. So we'll take a look at that then. But the last week and this week, we've been looking through Charlie's War. So deeply appreciate you being here. We show this stuff off because we love it. Not necessarily the contents, but the art, the effort that goes into making these stories what they are. This great, iconic, sequential art.
Beautiful work.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's it for today, folks. We appreciate you stopping by. We really do. We know the majority of our viewers are after the fact. We like that too. Make sure you leave a comment, leave a like wherever you can, whatever platform you find us on. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel. And please go over there, like and subscribe to those channels, and especially the Indie Comics Network channel, where all of our past episodes are archived as well as other great programming. So go over there and check that out. Indie Comics Network over on YouTube. All right, Glenn, once again, remind folks how they can find you.
You can find me all over the internet. If you Google my name, I'm sure you'll come up with something. But if you want to be specific, you can go to Fund My Comic and maybe pick up a copy of this Hatch annotated book. Hatch is my cartoon character. If you go to Amazon, you can see all my 12 books I've written on varying subjects. But the most relevant for this program would be my trips to see Jack Kirby at his home. I wrote a book around it, lots of pictures in there. And if you get in touch with me, I've also got a documentary film about it on a DVD. You can get that through me. And also on Amazon, you can pick up Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine I produce with articles and interviews and whatnot, all about comics. So check it out. But if you want to get hold of me on Facebook, I'm on this program on most Fridays and Sunday as well with Randy. So yeah, I'm all over the place.
Great. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at aerocomics.store. We can find books like Paragon. It's a great superhero story with artwork by J.R. Harris. Herobot Zero, which is a character I created, a little 3-foot tall giant robot fighting other menaces, protecting his city as long as he can do it on the clock. Kind of a grumpy dude. I did the majority of the work on this, plus had some help with some friends. There are 2 issues of Herobot Zero available. So go over there and take a look, aerocomics.store. There's a lot of other books over there as well, like The Fool and Calico, all sorts of different great books for you to discover. Aerocomics.store. Go over there and take a look. Take a look at fundmycomics.com as well. There's a lot of other campaigns over there. Fundmycomic.com is a platform designed for crowdfunding comics and comic related properties. So without any type of shadow banning, any type of preferential treatment, as long as people are contributing to the campaigns, those campaigns are bumped up in the for the views. So go in and dig deep on that site. There's all sorts of great books waiting for you to discover over there. Great entertainment. And you don't have to like the current stuff coming out of the corporations. No, they'll tell you they didn't make them for you anyway. But indie and alternative comics are really where it's at anymore. That and the older stuff. If you read a comic, or you got a book in your collection that you remember is great, and you have nothing else to do, go through your old collection and remind yourself how great comics can be, and make sure you spread that love, spread that attention to others. The social platforms can be so antisocial with trolling and drama and all of this BS, but we're really here to push sequential art, folks. The art form, such a great form of communication, one of the most unique forms of communication out there. And the Indian alternative material, especially, you can find some incredible and just top quality stuff. And there are comics all over the place to be found. If you love comics, spread the word. Give comics away as gifts. The holiday season's coming up. The person that reads might just love a graphic novel. And if you liked it and give it to them, it's like giving them a piece of yourself, especially if it's something that really entertained you or that you loved reading in the past. So remind yourself as often as you can how great these books are. That's why I keep the spiral rack back here. While I'm working, I'll go through a book or two, and when I get stuck or whatever, and there's always inspiration, there's always fun to be found, always entertainment to be found in this work, in this industry, in this company, when you want to look for the positive. So go out there and do that, folks.
And if you're not looking for particular inspiration, you can always drool over them, can't you?
That's
because
true.
They're so good. If you have no aspiration to produce a comic, just get some comics anyway and just look at them and just take it all in.
Yep. Lose yourself, folks. The world's too rough, too serious at times. You need a little bit of entertainment just to remove yourself from the crap that is reality. So
yeah.
Go over there and do that. This is an art form that is in desperate need, I think, of attention and love. A lot more than trolling and infighting and drama and BS. And, there's only that type of marketing only goes so far, and it doesn't last nearly as long as buying a book, getting a digital file or whatever, and being able to look at it whenever you want and escape from your reality just for a little while. Read a great story, maybe learn a great lesson, or figure out just how gifted some of these artists and writers are. So go over there and do that, please. Read alternative and independent comics, especially ours. Get a chance. Read that Shadow Kingdom book. Very proud of that. A Robert E. Howard story told back in 1929, brought back to life here in 2024. Great artwork by Russ Leach. You'll see him again here probably next Friday. So, folks, in the meantime, take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. We deeply, again, thanks so much for being here. Tell your friends if you like this program. There's all sorts. There's a wide variety of sequential art that we've taken a look at in the past, all archived over on our YouTube channels. And there's so much more to come. So much great material. We're never going to cover it all. And even the good stuff. let alone the mediocre and the bad stuff. So more stuff coming, more alternative, more independent comics, more I would say non-US comics. We've got comics from Japan, comics from Belgium, comics from Italy coming up. European comics.
Yeah,
we've got
tons of stuff coming.
Tons of stuff coming. Great underground books as well. We're going to look at the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers one of these days, real soon. So it's where we are. Fat Freddy's Cat. Got to take a look. I saw on YouTube somebody did a video on Tijuana Bibles, and I've been staying away from that. I got a great book on those, but man, you don't want to show it because of YouTube's restrictions and all of that, because that's got a lot of hardcore raw sex in it. And I was surprised he showed what he did.
Did he get away with it?
I don't know. I don't know if he got it was up there. I saw it, but I don't know how long it's going to stay.
Because I'd love to show some let's look at some Serpieri stuff, but that's double X rated, but it's fabulous work.
Yep.
But it's
got a lot of Playboy cartoon volumes. I wouldn't mind showing off either. Some phenomenal single panel work. Gahan Wilson, Jack Cole. I'll have to go through and take a look. Maybe we can do some strategic blocking here and there, but that Tijuana Bible video didn't have any blocking whatsoever. I was stunned. So I'm like, how are you getting away with this? Are you just covering it as art, or are you just putting it up there anyway? Or he had a couple thousand views on the video. I was surprised and impressed. But anyway, there's all sorts of great comics out there, folks, for you to discover every kind of comic. And if there isn't a comic out there in that particular genre you're looking for, make it, do it, put it out there. What a great form of communication sequential art is. So go out there and learn this craft if you want to, and be a part of it. So again, thanks so much for coming by. Have a great weekend. Later. See you on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. So we look through Nemesis the Warlock, and that has got some great unusual work by a guy whose style was branded as too controversial for Diamond to carry after a while, but just some phenomenal material. And we'll take a look at that. On
you won't be disappointed looking at that.
It's phenomenal stuff. We'll see you then, folks. Take care. Scott, Rosema, wherever you are, we hope you're doing well, and we hope Russ stays afloat and comes back to us next week. So,
I'm sure
everybody, I'm sure he will. Take care, everybody. See you then. Yep. Oh, while we're going out the door, let's remind everybody of the great words by Mr. Groucho Marx. If you find it hard to laugh at yourself, I'd be happy to do it for you. That's right. Take care, everybody. See you next week. See you on Sunday. Comics by Night, Sunday Funnies here on the Indie Comics Network, Comic Book Black Belt channel, and the Randy Zim YouTube channel. Take care, everyone.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
It means you're a catcher.
not a picture.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce.